Again, thank you for joining me for Barter Blacks Today in Black History podcast, where I am featuring Black owned businesses and business owners that you need to know. I am here today with Antoine Dupree, owner of Creator Source Studios, a Black, Indigenous, and people of color production company who strives to foster creativity and proper representation in the media. We Antoine aims to change the way stories are told through imagination, originality, and purpose. I'm super happy to have you here with me, Antoine. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to speak to you as well, Nicole.
Good, good. So I first want to start with how you got into the business. Let's start there.
It to me is very interesting. I was one of those early offshoot, I guess, creators that saw the potential in YouTube.
Mm,
It's very funny to me because I remember one of my friends started a YouTube channel, and I wouldn't even say a friend, it was more like a friend of me, I guess. I guess because me and the dude like still to this day do not get along. Um and he was starting a YouTube channel, and I just loved YouTube. I was always on YouTube because I graduated high school in 2012,
mm-hmm.
and so YouTube was really around, like, its popularity when it really came up was around when I first was in the middle of high school.
Okay.
And I just started watching creators, and I started to notice that I watch YouTube more than I watch actual like television shows
Mm,
and Netflix and everything like that. That
yeah.
kind of changed later on in life, but while I was doing it, I just kept watching that, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, I could start a YouTube channel. And I remember the exact conversation I had with one of my other friends whenever I was like sitting outside of a Barnes and Noble. I don't remember why I was sitting outside of a Barnes and Noble,
That
but I
was the
was on the
hangout
phone.
spot.
Yeah, I guess. There's not many places to hang out in Harford County, Maryland, guys. If you're familiar with that area, there's not a lot. Um, but yeah, so I spoke to him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, we could do it." And that's just what developed my love for
Mm,
film. And I just started to do YouTube, started to learn about video editing, video production. It was in 2018 that I first started Creator Source Studios, and
okay.
I worked with a bunch of college students at the time because I was still in college, and I
Yeah.
was just recruiting other college students saying, "Hey, I have this vision, I have this, company that I want to build. Can you come in? Can you help me?" Those things had it pitfalls, which we can talk
Mm-hmm.
about later on in the interview, of like, hiring people and not paying them. Um, and it was one of these situations where I just started learning more and more about just film and media, and I just fell in love with it, and I just knew that I wanted to change the way things were. Uh
Yeah.
Especially for people that look like us. When it comes down to the media, there's not a lot of proper representation
Mm-hmm.
for us. If you ever see someone that looks like us on TV, they're always playing like a criminal, or, a rapper, or an
Mm-hmm.
athlete, or, you know, something along
Mm-hmm.
those lines, but you never really see them as, doctors, lawyers, just anything like businessmen,
Inventors.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's one of these things where the pure fact that people have to even identify and say, "Hey, I am a BIPOC,
Mm-hmm.
production company," or I have an all black crew, or
Right.
I'm using like black influences on this
Right.
show. That should be commonplace. That should not be something that we have to go out and really say. So anytime people are like, "Yeah, yeah, that's a win," I'm like, "Yes, that's a win." But also at the
But
same time, let's really look at this. Like, why is this such,
yeah.
a surprise that we have this? So,
Right. Right. Yeah. It's crazy that we have to do that, but it's the way of the world. So I want to talk
mhm.
about um Creator Source Studios, what you actually offer for business owners.
Okay. So with Creator Source Studios, our, business plan is simple. It's into three different facets. We have our YouTube channels where we are building brands there with original content, but later on in March, we're going to be actually opening up the floodgates to other creators where we will
Okay.
bring their content on, like a business owner like yourself.
Okay.
If you're producing content and you're trying to get it out there even more and trying to just put it responsible, because with content creation, it's always about how many different places you can put things.
Mm-hmm. Repurpose
So
it.
yes, we can repurpose it for you and we will put it on some of our brands, kind of like a little bit of what BuzzFeed was doing, things like
Mm-hmm.
that. We want to build these brands up where people can come in, they can showcase what they're doing, and they can draw customers and eyes and an
Yeah.
audience to theirs.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Yes, so that's one facet of our
Okay.
business, and then we also have our feature work where we do original like documentaries and films. That's what we're currently working on. I have a Black mental
Mm-hmm.
health documentary that I'm going to be starting to shoot in April of this year, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then lastly, it's the commercial work. It's
Mm.
the actual production, video production for local businesses, thought leaders, creators, things like that, because there's a lot of businesses in this world and like
Mm-hmm.
even in this country that
Yeah.
that they have so much knowledge about their industry base, but they don't know how to properly get it out there. And one of the things that they hate doing is one, operating a camera, and then
Mm-hmm.
two, video editing.
Oh, no. Definitely not video editing.
So here at Creator Source Studios, we will be offering different packages for content creators, business owners, and thought leaders that would include video production, where we would do the filming for you, or we will instruct you on how to do the filming. Content creation consultation, where we will show you how to do things like script your YouTube videos, script the
Mm.
videos you're creating, how to find these ideas that's going to raise your SEO on
Yeah.
YouTube, everything like that. And we will be offering social media management services along the ways of we can manage your YouTube channel for you. We can show you like different ways to really promote it. Video editing, of course, the
Mm-hmm.
utilization of micro content, where if you have this long form piece of content that's like
Yep.
10, 15 minutes, chopping it down and putting it into places like TikTok, IG Reels, YouTube Shorts, showing
You
you how
do
to
all
really
of
spread
that?
that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we do all of that. Yeah. And showing you how to really spread it, because you know what some people don't understand is that you can record something like a podcast like this for an hour,
Uh-huh.
and you would have enough content, especially if you broke it down like into four parts. You have enough content to be once a week on YouTube. Then out of those four parts, break it down even more where you can do
Yeah.
it on TikTok and on all these other places. So again, like we want to help business owners, thought leaders,
Mm-hmm.
content creators do this stuff so that they can distribute their stuff even more. And this is stuff
Yeah.
that I've learned from individuals even more talented than me, even more successful than me in the industry. And this is really how like all these content creators, and you see them all over the place, this is how they do it.
Yeah.
Don't let them fool you thinking that they film all that stuff already. No, they filmed something 6 months ago and is re-releasing it
Breaking it
now
down.
because it's relevant now. So yeah.
Look, that was a lot, and I think a lot of times as business owners, and I was saying this last night in this networking event, a lot of times we want to just focus on what we're a genius at, and
Hmm.
all of this I hate content creation. Like I really do. Just tell me what to do, and then I'll do what you need me to do, and then you
Hmm.
do your job because it's just a lot, but I like the idea of recording something and then breaking it down into different things and put it in different places because that's your content right there. That's amazing.
Yes, and it's one of these things where, and this is what I tell so many people whenever you speak to them, when they do interviews, things like that, because I do interviews myself,
Mhm.
and they always ask me, and I remember my first client actually asked me this, where they was like, "Hey, so." how do you produce like the amount of content you do? Because there's several different YouTube channels that you're running at once, and they all
Yeah.
have content on there. Again, it's one of these things where if you understand how to manage your time and how to construct what you're doing, you can
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of these things where I think it's so important for business owners nowadays to utilize this type of content, to utilize
Yeah.
this type of scheduling because social media is not going anywhere, regardless of the pandemic, regardless of the recession, any, economical impacts that we have in the world. Content creation is still going to be in the forefront. If anything, free preview content is
Yeah.
going to be what people are looking for more than subscription video on demand, which is SVOD, which is the reason why a lot of these subscription services are having a lot of issues that they're having now, is because people are like, okay, we've seen it. There's
Right.
not nothing original about it. Where you can go on YouTube and you see original creators doing their thing, and even though it's not a 30-minute like multi-series thing,
Right. Right.
they still putting a lot of creativity into what they do. So that's the reason why I have a lot of respect for content creators in our industry.
So the one question that came to mind, because I know we have listeners and viewers all over the country.
Mhm.
Do you just focus on one area, especially with commercials, or do you travel? Like
Um,
how can I get a commercial if I'm in a different state? Where are you
yes.
anyway?
I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
Right now, I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
I lived in Louisiana. I lived in Maryland, Pennsylvania. Like, I lived like I've been all over the country almost, except for the Midwest. I need to go out there. So if there's any, people that are looking for me out in the Midwest, I'll fly out there just to come see. Um, yes, for us, once things get a little bit rolling, more, we would like to go like do some more traveling stuff.
Hmm.
For me, I am setting up kind of satellite
Okay.
teams.
Okay.
I have one that's in Baltimore right now that I'm really getting that off the ground.
Okay.
So for us, with Creators or Studios, again, we want to have things in every certain region. So if someone was looking for something, we'll be able to find them. And heck, if it's like a really cool project and stuff like that, I will fly out there myself
Mm.
to see how it's going and things like that because again, I just love media and just to be around that stuff, it's a passion of mine.
Yeah. So what would you say, um, what types is so a business owner is listening right now
Hmm.
and they say this is so amazing. What can you say the benefits are of
Hmm.
hiring your type of services?
Well, time management. Time management is a big one. I think that's
Very
probably
big.
the biggest one because honestly, like, time is money. And when people say that,
Mm-hmm.
it really is true. And as a business owner, your focus needs to be on profit growing activities and opportunities for your business. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to worry about like, hey, I have this company that I'm building off the ground, but I'm worried about making sure that I'm putting enough stuff on TikTok every day just to raise my brand, to get potential customers, everything like that. So I would say one of the big ones is time management, and number two is just industry knowledge. It's one of those things
Mm.
where, I think some people overcomplicate
Yeah.
content creation. And
Probably
if
me.
you I understand. No, I was no, hey, hey, listen,
Um,
I'm the same way. I'm the same way because I was in the point of, oh, well, I want every single video that I do to be as edited and as pristine as possible.
mm.
I wouldn't do, a video if I didn't have a haircut and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's the stuff that rolls through your head. It
Yeah.
really is. That's stuff that rolls through your head. And it's one of these things where we need to realize like we're humans. So there's the human factor that comes into that. If you can
Yeah,
speak to other
definitely.
humans, that's better than anything else. I think some people think, oh well, you need to have all this branding and you need to have the fanciest cameras and everything like that. But at the end of the day, if you can't speak to a human and, relate to them, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter at the end of the
Right.
day. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So I would say industry knowledge, understanding how to actually script your videos, knowing what ideas are going to work out for you, how to find ideas, because I know that's a big one
Mm-hmm.
on staying there. And then at the end of the day, I would say consistency. Consistency is
Mm.
key for everything that you do when it comes down to social media, everything like that. Even if it's 2 videos a month, it still has to have that consistency to it
Mm.
because YouTube is a search engine. People think that
Yeah.
YouTube is just a video platform, but it's the second biggest search engine besides Google
Google.
on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you want to rank for certain keywords, if you want to get your business in front of a certain audience, you have to be producing consistent content.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, what's a tip that you would give to someone that's struggling with creating content? I don't know if it's
Mhm.
consistency, but what would you think? What would you say that tip is for someone that's struggling creating?
Honestly, I would give you 3 tips
Okay.
for
We'll
this.
take as much as
Yeah,
we
I'll
can
give you
get.
3 tips for that. I would say number one, and this is a tip that some people do not give, and I've seen this because I watch a lot of these guys, I watch a lot of YouTube, everything like that. One big tip that they do not give is understanding what medium resonates with you. See,
Mm,
some people might do well on video.
right.
Some people might be better on a podcast audio style. Some
Mm,
people can be a good writer and can write blogs because blogs are SEO wise, blogs are doing really well right now.
wow.
So it's one of those things of understanding what medium you should be in. A lot of
Mm,
people think it's all about video production, which to me, video production is great. It's what I
right.
love, but it's not the in all be all to everything that you could be doing.
Okay.
There's a lot of understanding there. So I would say that's first and foremost.
Okay.
I would say the second thing is FAQs. The best way to find
Mm,
video ideas that you're looking for is answer frequently asked questions around things that are in your niche,
yeah.
things that are in your industry. Even look at other creators that would make content that you would love to make. Look at their
Right.
comment section because a lot of times they're not going to answer every single question that's in there.
Yeah.
Take those questions, make a video out of it. You never know what's going to hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, some of my video content, like I've had videos that went up 2 years ago, got maybe 4 views the first week, and then 2 years later have 1.4, 2.4 thousand views on that one video and a
Wow.
bunch of comments. Sometimes things comes in seasons, so like
Mm,
really focus on that. And then I would say lastly is just build up your endurance. Don't go out here and buy all the most expensive gear,
yeah.
everything that you see because you can go on these videos and you can see people like, oh yeah, I need a grip, I need like, every all these different things for your cameras and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. The best camera that you can ever use, to be honest with you,
You gonna say a
is
phone?
this. Is this. No, literally, is this. And the reason why I would say this is because I have actual cameras right now that this will outshoot that
Really?
this would outshoot, yes, and it would look cinematic. It's very easy. Like there's certain things you can go on whenever you do like the camera stuff.
Right. Right.
Um and have the settings to 4K, 60 frames, 60 FPS, and just have it on there and it will look clean. It will look really, really
Mm,
clean compared to what you can do. So,
okay.
even doing that, like that's one of those things that I would tell all people because I know that it's hard learning a new skill,
Yeah.
learning how to use all this technology because there's so much out here.
And you try
And
to keep up.
yes, and you try to keep up and you go on Google or you go on like Amazon and you just put, oh, video production. You're like, oh, maybe I need this, maybe I need that. Oh, well, this is $10, so maybe I should buy that. When in nationality, the $50 one is gonna save you because of the fact that you don't have to buy it again.
Right. Right.
So so yeah, so there's different things that you could be doing, but those would be my 3 tips. It's just to keep it simple as possible and just
Yeah.
realize what game you're playing.
Yeah, exactly. And not make, like when you said in the beginning, sometimes we make it harder than what it really is.
Hmm.
Just keep it simple.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want you to talk about your documentary that you're working
Hmm.
on, Finding Soulfulness. Let us in on the details, when you're starting, what it's all about. Give us the tea.
So finding soulfulness was actually a brainchild that came up from a YouTube series that I did 2 years ago,
Okay.
where I was talking about Black mental health, and I was just trying to bring a bunch of Black people together so that we can have a authentic but fulfilling conversation about just what mental health is in the Black
Mm-hmm.
community, the stigma around it, everything like that. And I realized that, doing a YouTube video is fine, but this is something that needs a bigger platform. It needs a bigger
Mm.
stage. There needs to be something else that we can do to really bring this to the forefront. Right now, and I'm being completely honest with you, that there's a lot of documentaries out in this world about, like, slavery, about
Yeah.
all types of things. There's none about Black mental health. There's
Really?
none. Yeah, there's none. Like, I've searched for this like 2 years now.
Wow.
I've been searching for this for 2 years now, and there's none. And it's daunting, and it's kind of weird to
Yeah.
me because I'm like, this is such a big topic, and it's something that we really need to talk about our neighborhoods and
Yeah.
our
My
communities.
community.
So that was really the brainchild behind it. Right now we should be getting into shooting in April. It might be pushed back depending on
Okay.
like our subject matters. But it's gonna be something that's very enriching. It's gonna be 6 episodes.
Okay.
It's gonna be a docu-series. And we're gonna talk about things like generational PTSD,
Mm.
which is a big topic, depression, Black men,
Yeah.
mental health, which is again something
Yeah,
that's very
definitely.
big. Um, and it's going to be very interesting what we come up with, and I'm just so excited to be working on a project like this that is going to help so many people.
I love it.
Thank
Well,
you.
how did you come up with the name Finding Soulfulness?
It was one of these things where us like as Black people in soul. It's one of
Mm.
those things that like it kind of go hand in hand. We always discuss like our souls and even in the music like soul food, soul music,
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. Finding soulfulness is kind of like finding a balance in your
Mm.
life and finding that, mental health, like, I guess, just as healthy as possible, having it in a good
Yeah.
stance. That's how you find your soulfulness, because when your spirit is off, or when your mind is all over the place, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to really be able to be who you are. You're not going to
Right.
be able to relate to others. You're not going to be
Mm-hmm.
able to, connect to your like environment, to your reality. But when you find that soulfulness, that's how you find that balance in yourself.
Right.
Like in that Michael Jackson song, Man in the Mirror, where he says,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to make a change, look at yourself.
Yep.
That's what we're doing here with finding soulfulness, is that you look yourself in the mirror and you fix who you are first,
Right. Right.
and then you can go and help the
And
world.
help other people.
Yes.
I love that. I cannot wait. Definitely keep us posted. Antoine, all of his information will be in the show notes. So definitely you can reach out to him, his website. We'll keep you update on the docu series, of course. And I know you have a podcast. You mentioned that to me. So I
Hmm.
definitely want to, have you shout that out. Tell us all about it and where everyone can find it.
So my podcast is something that we're rebranding right now, called Mad Talk, Making a
Okay.
Difference. It's all about showing how entrepreneurs and creatives are making a difference in their everyday world.
Mhm.
And now we're going to be having a big focus on helping BIPOC creators and entrepreneurs really get their story out there.
Okay.
And really, again, have these authentic conversations so that we can know more about it, because there's so many talented BIPOC creators, BIPOC entrepreneurs doing big things, and
Mhm.
like have so like intelligent and has so much industry knowledge that it needs to be shared more. And a lot of times you see a lot of these podcasts, a lot of these interview shows that don't want to take the time and actually speak to these people, but
Mm.
I do, and I want to provide a space to help them spotlight what they do, so that
Mhm.
they can really get their stuff out there as much as possible. And I would love to invite you onto the podcast at any point. So
Thank you. I will
so definitely.
definitely show up.
Thank you. So definitely let me know about that one. Off
Yeah.
camera, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I love it because one thing we need to make sure that we do is support each other. And
Hmm.
that's even if that's, putting people on our platform to
Hmm.
spotlight them to other people. Because you never know who might come out of that, a partnership, some joint
Hmm.
venture, something, a customer, anything. So I love that you're doing that. And it's called Mad Talk, which I love that name too.
Thank you. It's gonna be great, and if we again, it's one of these things where I just love talking to people, and I just love having these authentic conversations around what it is that they do, around who they are, things along that nature. And again, to me, that this is what needs to be,
Mm,
like cultivated more in our
yeah.
society. We have to really work together here to do big things, because like even on TikTok you can see like black creators are very mistreated on
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah.
They come up with all these dances, these challenges and stuff like that, and then white creators do them, and then all of a sudden they
They
pop off
profit off
more.
of
Yeah,
it.
and then there's a lot of brands who don't want to work with these black creators, and
Mm,
I want to change that. I want to show that, being a content creator is not just a white job or not
yeah,
just a white position. It's something that anyone can do.
yeah.
So I just want to show that more.
That's so awesome. Before we go, I want to give people a chance to shoot their shot at you, though. You are a
Hmm.
business owner. You do need certain things in your business. So what types of things do you need in your business that business owners who are watching or listening may be able to provide for you in a form of a barter?
Well, one, honestly, I need content. I'm always needing
Love
content,
it.
Yes. And I think like business development, I'm always looking for people that might want to do sales things, help cultivate the business, or even
Mm-hmm.
people that are looking like saying, "Hey, I've always wanted to be a part of a startup, but don't really know how to get started."
Oh,
And they love like the film industry or media and really want to learn more. We're always looking for more people that want to come there. And then I also have a special offer for your audience
okay.
as well, to just reverse it. If there's any business owners, any content creators, any thought leaders who are looking to really get started on YouTube, really get started on, content creation, we are offering free 30-minute consultations just to talk to you. I can show you some of the stuff that we offer, and
Okay.
even if we don't end up working together, at least you have, I guess, a starting point of where you can
Right.
get started and where you can get going. So yeah, so
Amazing. Yes, I
yes.
love it. I love it. So definitely shoot your shot in the comments. How do they get the consultation? Is it on your website?
It's on our website, or you can email us at info@creatorsourcestudios.com,
Okay.
and it will go straight into the inbox. I have that inbox on my phone. It always like pops up whenever someone new comes in. So,
Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then all of Antoine's information will be in the comments in the show notes so you can reach out to him. Definitely reach out to him to get that consultation. So we can, level up in 2023. We are all
mhm.
about leveling up in 2023. Thank you, Antoine, so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. And we will see you tomorrow again for Broader Blacks Today in Black History Podcast. Have a good one. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.